Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots. Don't give a fuck about no robots. They ain't got no soul.
Huh? No, man, no. I ain't gonna make it.
Oh, wait. Hey!
Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Spooge.
Hello.
As always, before we get into the movie proper, we get 3 rules. First rule is our rating must be a 5 out of 5. 1 being we hate it, 5 being we love it. Rule number 2 is we give a Jeff Goldblum if the movie makes us say we want our money back. And number 3 is we can only give a God tier if we both agree that it deserves a 6 out of 5. And today we are reviewing Running with the Devil with Nicolas Cage.
Running with the Devil.
With Nicolas Cage and Lawrence Fishburne. And we can already, our ratings are solidified, correct? We can go, okay.
This is just a flat one.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5, actually. You seem to, you hate it? You hated it?
Yeah. I didn't hate it enough to want my money back, but this definitely felt like it was kind of a waste of time.
It kind of was. I will agree with you. Like I said, it's 2.5, below average.
It didn't make me angry enough for you know.
I was entertained by it.
But...
Yeah, I was definitely entertained. I seem to have been more entertained by it than you.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple chuckles here and there, but it was mainly just fucking dragged.
Yeah, it was the story definitely. That I think that's what really solidified
not just the story,
it.
the fucking the whole soundtrack too, just like how they used it was really.
Soundtrack was hit or miss for me. It kind of gave me.
This is obviously on a budget.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. There was some.
It's
hit the.
When they were in the club the one time, but mainly it was just kind of like it had like the same ones for like they reused for some like situations. Like they had like an action song, they had kind of like a traveling song. Like whenever
we can go ahead and say the budget strictly went to fucking hiring Nicolas Cage and Lawrence Fishburne for this.
Really like use him in that great of a way. He's pretty much just kind of a straight-faced gangster. There's no real characterization there at all.
It wasn't supposed to be. No, I think that they literally fucking gave them basic names like the cook and the man. The whole point.
I got that aspect.
The whole point was they were Nicolas Cage and
with nothing. Because then
I feel Nicolas Cage.
And then they're like, oh yeah, let us be all like, pretend that we give a shit about whatever the fuck, like caring about whatever the fuck even the history between the cook and the man is, but we don't.
They didn't even
like
show
out of
it.
nowhere. It's like, okay, I guess that's
I will say they didn't.
They had conversations
again,
like that.
that's the story. That's the story.
Yeah, that is the story. But the soundtrack is bad too. The acting, I mean, Nicolas Cage was fine. He just wasn't.
What I'm
saying is that they when you have Nicolas Cage and you misuse him, I get angry. That's
I will say he wasn't used to his fullest potential here, but
yeah,
he definitely was entertained. Like I said, I'm just trying to state that I was entertained by pretty much all the actors. They didn't seem like, I was really confused by the like I don't get the female cop. I didn't understand her. Like, is she operating outside the law, or like is she like some cop that has superpower? I think I got
that she just like is operating outside the law.
Gotcha.
And is like getting revenge because for her sister.
Which is cool. I feel they were trying to sequel bait us there a little bit. Because we still have the boss is still around, that nothing really happens to him. And it doesn't really conclude with the whole, like, cartel storyline. The only people that get a conclusion are the cook and the man.
Yeah, I think I didn't really catch it as sequel baiting. I'm pretty sure this was just like
I don't.
those
That
were.
that
I
last
think that's
scene
the
where
point
she
of it because you
the-
you never get the bosses.
The,
It's only
but the
middlemen
last
that
scene
fall.
where she comes in and like just takes out the cook like it's
Yeah.
nothing and then walks out. I don't know. It just felt like
It was just badly
there
done.
was it felt it was so bad that it felt like that was gonna lead to a whole nother fucking plot that I really didn't want to see after that after this. Like I
this-
wasn't interested because you killed
Mhm.
off the two people. The only two people that I cared about were the cook and the man, and I only cared about the man because I wanted to see get his comeuppance because I didn't know that it was fentanyl, but I knew that it was kind of landing in the ballpark of that. So I
Yeah.
already wanted him to see him fucked up, and of course I wanted to see the cook do it. It just they didn't do it in the way that I wanted it done.
I don't
Like,
know. The pacing in this was really weird too. I mean, that
Yeah,
climax fucking. I mean, or like the interaction between like the chicken, the the lady cop was definitely the worst actress in this.
yeah,
whole
she
thing.
definitely, to be honest, we could have just done without her character, to be honest, and she
Yeah.
could have just been a random cop to show up to kill the cook at the end of it. It would still warrant the same amount of confusion that the final scene is like. Because they seem like they like know each other, don't they? Like they have a rapport with each other to the point where I'm like, is that her fucking dad? Like, and then she just randomly ices him. I'm like, oh, I guess not. Then
I couldn't tell
because she does flash the badge. She does flash her badge, but the rapport is already there. It just seems like there's a connection. You know, they made it seem like there was a connection.
I don't know if they intentionally did that though. Just because of from going off of the scene with the boss, you know, of how awkward that scene was between her and him.
I was gonna say that it did seem like she was part of the organization for a second. Yeah, that's what I was trying to like. Even with the boss and everything, they made them they made them seem so familiar with each other. Like she just literally just walks into the dude's office and was like, "Oh, I fucking know that it was you the whole time." Spits on his desk and walks out. And it's like, what relationship is there that you like? Even if she was just a random cop. If I was a business owner, that cop wouldn't be leaving the building without getting tackled by other cops. Like, the second that cop barged into the building, I would have the cops called, and being a rich white man, they're gonna be here in no time flat. Especially if I'm calling them on a fucking rogue vigilante cop.
I think this fucking movie's whole plot and script was written on the back of a napkin.
I to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was AI generated. It heavily feels like that. Like it's so disconnected. There's a whole section where we just spend it with the cocaine cooks, the actual cooks, the actual drug cooks, like family, and like how he's like using his children to like pick the cocaine leaves and stuff.
Yeah, I think I know why I hate this. I think that's why it has that feeling. Is just like the directing was just fucking abysmal in this, like all around. Just even the shots too.
I wonder who directed this. I'm curious.
Jason Cabell.
Do we know what else he's directed? Has he directed anything else? Was this like his debut? Because if this was his debut, he has room to grow. I will give him that if this is his very first movie. But if this is not his very first movie,
I hate the fucking title. I mean, I hate the
Running with the Devil makes no fucking. It's just because his stamp was he made it the devil and it was on his.
Oh yeah.
That's why it was called Running with the Devil.
This movie's like unfinished.
That's why I think that the script is AI generated.
God left me unfinished.
it just. I don't know. I definitely feel. I want to know who wrote the screenplay. Do we know? Would you be able to know who wrote the screenplay?
On Jason,
I'm
looking on
very
the
curious.
Running with the Devil.
It should be up there. It should be like story written by or something, you know.
I just see starring and director on my screen.
Oh man. Well that's unfortunate.
But I'm on the wiki page.
And you
Written
think
by
it
Jason
would-
Cabell, directed by Jason Cabell.
Oh.
And he doesn't have his own wiki page. I have to look him up on IMDb.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good. This might be his first movie.
Even if this is his first movie, I don't think he's gonna. I don't know. There's no personality to this.
That's the point. Like that, he's got the rocky start, but he could gain some personality with his directing chops.
I don't
later
know.
on.
I even like if
This
the
is not
people
his
who have
first
kind
film.
of a bad first
This
movie.
this is not his
Yeah,
definitely
because this is even if this was his first film, I would not see any promise in this person.
To be honest, I don't think. Yeah, he co-directed Smoke Filled Lungs. We'd have to watch that one, and he directed an episode of SEAL Team. So he definitely doesn't have. He couldn't. Something tells me he wasn't ready to go on his own for sure. Definitely just earned the right to do a project on his own. So he still has room to grow, but he's got a lot of learning to do if he's going to do another movie. And if he's going to impress me.
Yeah, I wouldn't, on my own, I wouldn't give him another chance. If I saw that there's something with directed by Jason Cabell, I'll probably just be like, oh yeah, that's probably not going to be good, and I'll probably avoid it.
It depends on which actors he gets. If he gets the right actors, then we might have to.
He had the right actors, and it didn't work out.
I know. I'm saying like if he gets fucking Nicolas Cage again, then we'll have to do it because of our rule.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I'm not
or
saying,
like
that's why I'm
Steve
saying on
Buscemi,
my own, I would never fucking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's all
I wouldn't either, but it's more because when it comes to directors, it's very rare that a director grabs me to that. You got to be a really damn good director to the point where you can slap your name onto the movie and that be a selling point of its own, you know? Like you don't even have to advertise the movie, you just be like, "Oh shit, Quentin Tarantino's making his 10th final film," and I'll be like, "Oh, really now?"
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much like the only director that I've ever cared about to that extent.
Yeah. I think Scorsese's up there.
Martin Scorsese, yeah. I mean, I just haven't.
Though he's had some floppers.
Yeah, and I haven't actively seeked it. I just so happened to watch all his films. That was just a happy accident that I caught on to like halfway through.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. And it's still a happy that I still can say that I've seen all his films.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that stays consistent because even his flops are still like 3s to me. I don't think there would be a 2.5 or below. I don't think there would be. I would have to rewatch his catalog.
Maybe the only thing I could think of that maybe would probably be a 2.5 would probably be The Irishman.
Yeah, that one would probably be a 3 for me. I
Because
would
it
have
did
to
have some
rewatch
moments that I did enjoy too, but definitely the more I reflected on it, the more I hated it. But I'd probably put it for like a 2.5, mainly for the length too.
But yeah, the Dazed and Confused actor, he was in this.
Oh yeah, he's in there. Yeah,
and he for
Wish he
the
was in something
character.
better.
Yeah, for the character he played, I mean, I guess he did the job. I can't say if that's the character that they were going for that he fucked it up, because he does play a good fucking bumbling idiot.
I also fucking hated the whole gimmick with how they like pause and be like the cook, the boss, the man, the snitch. That really got old fast for me. That got on my nerves.
Yeah, I don't see why they kept doing that. I'm going to assume they did that because no one says their names.
But it wasn't as good.
No one says their names or anything, but it just, I guess it's like the easiest way to introduce them, but you didn't have to pause it. You could have just had the text pop up beside them, and it had been just fine. To be honest, they tricked me. I thought it was Nicolas Cage under the fucking, because they had Nicolas Cage's name pop up on the fucking in the very beginning, and I didn't even know they didn't like. Did they do like any indication that we were flashing back whatsoever? Because if they did, I completely missed that.
I suspected we were.
It
seemed pretty obvious like that. Oh yeah, here's the end of the movie, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna get there. I remember I made a joke like that. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like this whole thing's gonna go swimmingly.
I did not think they indicated that well. That's a docket for me. Like, if you're gonna do that, you need to do it better than what they did, because it seems like they were just burning some random guy, and that's just like their preferred execution method for, like, I guess, higher up people.
Mm-hmm. I just know the trope so well, so
I guess
I like that. And then it kind of it was also my first annoyance too, because I'm like, and because it wasn't done very well too. It was like, oh, you're gonna do that, and then you did it like that.
It did it to the point where you can't even notice it. Like, if you're really not paying attention, because I did not notice it whatsoever until
going back to the naming conventions. Going back to one of my points of saying that I think this was written in the back of a napkin. I literally think that they had this baseline thing of like, oh yeah, because like the boss, the cook, the man. That's very much like someone just writing down notes of like a basic plot of like the crime, the most basic crime plot of ever.
Or what an AI would generate.
And then they were like, you know what? We're not even gonna think of the names. We're not even gonna go that far.
Yeah, we had the special agent. We had the secret. We had the U.S. agent.
Secret agent.
Yeah, they had. Yeah. See, that's why I say it was AI generated. It was like the AI couldn't even be bothered to generate actual characters. So it was like, oh, these generic characters that can be like associated with the fucking plot. Because you could make the cook. Because I assumed the cook was the person actually making the cocaine, and he was like Walter White, getting all fucking mad that fucking someone was
supposed to be, but then the AI
then they
took
make
it
the
literally.
the farm, yeah, it made him a fucking cook. And they made the farmer the person that made the drugs. It's like, okay, but why is he called just the farmer? He does a lot more than just the farming. What does the cook do besides be a chef? He's a chef. You could have called him the chef, and it would be the same.
Shit. Maybe they were supposed to have a meth plot in this too, because there's a weird thing. I mean, you have the cook, and then you have the whole thing of like when they had the dude on the rack thing. He had those kind of racks that like when the snitch was chained up. He had the one exactly like Jesse did in Breaking Bad, which would have actually happened by now. I believe that it would have just ended around that time.
No, this movie came out in 2020, I think. This is very recent. This is a very recent film.
This says 2019.
2019? Okay. I was a year off. My bad. Breaking Bad ended
like
fucking
18?
I thought it was much earlier than that.
Is either
because didn't Breaking Bad
earlier than 16?
I could have swore Breaking Bad ended it in way earlier than that. Because didn't it start in 2008? I think I was out of high
school by 2008.
Yeah, it started.
It definitely didn't end in.
Yeah,
it started in 2008. Yeah,
and it ended in 2013. It ended in 2013. Yeah.
Oh damn! Really?
Yeah.
Was it that? I guess I don't know.
You were
really hard to remember.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking definitely trying to play off of that. Definitely, like I said, it feels so AI generated to me. I wonder if that's what he did.
That's why I give it a 1 because and won't go any lower too because this doesn't have like any soul.
I would never watch this on my own volition, but if someone around me was watching this, I would watch it just because I can get some gags out of it myself. That's the thing. If I can entertain myself with a movie, it's not gonna be that bad. But if I can't even entertain myself with your jokes, you got a problem. But I was entertained by the characters, and I was able to entertain myself. So you dodged a bullet, but this is definitely below average. Definitely below average.
Flat one.
Yeah, I think that's enough. If you've been listening this long, thank you so much. Please like or comment dislike on the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the, ring that little bell, the notification bell, do a ring-a-ding-ding to it. And, yeah, did I already share the video? Do you have a sign-off to give, Spooge?
Hey, any crime movies? What's your favorite crime movie? Put them below. There you go.
Hey, this will be a bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots. I don't give a fuck about no robots. They ain't got no soul.